What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be a little different as your boy's been on very many side quests. If you cannot tell, your boy went to the World Cup, so it was a big deal, big experience. Never been to the World Cup in my life. In fact, never actually watched a football or a soccer game, so this was really cool. This was my very first opportunity to get to see some of this. So I just wanted to break down some of my experience and how things really went. I had found out that the World Cup was coming to my backyard, Dallas, Texas, as well as my neighbor Houston, Texas down the road. And I was like, you know what, this is a really good opportunity. Like, everybody's going, it seems really cool. Like, I don't know a lot about soccer or football, so I was like, I'm gonna pull up and just see what's going on. So starting off with event number 1, this was earlier in June. This was the Dutch Orange Bus Parade. So the Dutch Orange Bus Parade is a Dutch Orange bus that goes around. It travels across the sea over to where the Dutch are playing, the Netherlands. And they hold a giant parade before and after games. Walked a few blocks, just talking to some people. The people were super friendly and super amazing. And the Dutch were so chill and laid back. Like, you could literally not even be a Dutch fan and they wouldn't care. They were happy that you were there and happy that you were supporting. First corner we turned on this parade. I don't know if y'all know the song, but it's like everybody were moving left to right, going side to side, and it goes dun 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 dun. Like, and so you bounce to the beat, and you bounce left, 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 right, 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 left, 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 right, right, right. I kid you not, I freaked out because my phone fell out of my pocket, and I didn't know where it was, but I ended up finding it. But that's how crazy the environment was. And there were also a lot of really cool other songs that people were singing, tossing balls around, just jumping, mosh pitting. Like, it was super sick. It's something that you would not find unless you were watching actual football. It's by far one of the greatest experiences I've ever experienced in my life. But enough of me blabbering about it. I'm going to roll some clips. So after finishing our very first event, which was the Dutch Orange Bus Parade, the very next week we went on to watch Portugal down in Houston. It was Portugal versus Congo, my very first soccer game ever, and we got to watch the one and only Cristiano Ronaldo. If you don't know who Cristiano Ronaldo is, I think you've been living under a rock for a long time in your life. Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT of football, regardless of what every other fan's going to say. Man is just a straight beast, has been tearing the league up for years. I even bought the jersey, CR7 baby, gotta rep it. The fans in the stadium not only were cheering, but we had like chants going such as Cristiano Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, and like people were literally just screaming his name. I look over, and the other highlight of the game, not only just seeing Ronaldo, is Speed is over in the booth. Like, literally to the left of me, I see Speed. And Speed was like the Portugal fan base too. Speed was going nuts, jumping up and down. Man started an entire wave, and it just straight up roared through the stadium. Unfortunately, it ended up in a tie. It was 1-1. It wasn't Portugal's best game. Portugal had one goal in the beginning, and then Congo came back and tied with another goal, where Portugal had missed a few attempts at getting some extra points, and it wasn't quite their best game. But you know what? Hey, it's give or take, one of those things. You may have a good day, you may have a bad day. Just a couple clips in general you can watch here real short. Just a little montage of, hey, the Portugal versus Congo game and what it really looked like. So after Portugal, it looked like things were going to all come to an end. I started looking, I was going through the tickets and going through the app, and I was like, you know what, after everything I've been through, I've got to go back again. So I ended up making a purchase one more time as of this moment. And to who? To Japan. The Japanese people were super amazing, super nice. I ended up talking to a few of them, made some good little friendships for that day, and just chatting up about football. I was actually really surprised that Japan's team was very, very good. And I knew they were good. I knew they hung with the Netherlands, but I did not expect them to be as feisty and as fast and strong as I thought. And Sweden had a good team too. Sweden had a few guys that really could just put a bullet shot in the goal, like with a soccer ball, just straight up that like a cannon kick. Japan put the first goal in. One thing about Japan that I noticed was they were very fast. They were agile. They were a great offensive team. Loved the offense that I saw. Sweden was also really good. Sweden had one of their better players actually turn one of the balls around and just straight up put a bullet in the goal. Just rocket it as hard as he could, and that made the game 1-1. Fortunately for Japan, this ended in a tie, but regardless, win or lose, there was no sore loser. Both fan bases were super amazing, where everybody was just happy to be there and happy that their team did the very best and they could represent their countries in the best way possible. So the next game I went to was Norway versus Ivory Coast. I didn't really know what to expect. I never had heard of Ivory Coast before. I really hadn't heard a lot about Norway at the same time. But I went in, threw on a Norway shirt, and I was with the Vikings for the day. And so this was really cool too. The Vikings are unlike any other fan base. They've got something called the row, the Viking row. And after they score, after they have a big play, they'll gather everybody together, and you'll sit in your seat and they'll go, woo! 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 And you row, and you do the row, and that's the thing. Instead of jumping up and mosh pitting, they do the row. So we ended up getting to do the row. The fans were super nice too. Most people who were the Norway fans were really chill. Ivory Coast fans were super nice as well, to a point where we're starting to watch goals go in. Norway puts one in, bullets it in really hard early on. Later on, though, in the match, we get to about the second half, and all of a sudden, you see one kick that changes the entire game. One pass directly down the field, straight down the middle. Holland is just running, and I mean, it is the Viking run, and he punches it in the goal. Literally just with his foot, just boom, punches it in, seals the game. Ended up bringing the Viking drum down through the crowd and brought it onto the field, and all of the Norway team sat there over and over again as they struck the drum and just went doom, doom, and they went woo, woo. Again, just like the others, I'm going to run a little montage clip of kind of some of the things that had happened, just so you get a feeling of what the game was like and get to see some of the gameplay. overall, I had an amazing experience. And it's sad to say that a lot of this is over because, it was literally one thing each week. Starting off that first week, the Dutch parade. 1 week later, I'm watching Ronaldo in Portugal. Then the next week, I'm going to Japan and Sweden. And then 1 week later, I was watching Holland and Norway take on Ivory Coast. And so, it was almost like, to me, it was almost like Christmas again, like opening up a present each week, though, instead of opening it all in one day. So, you were really looking forward to getting something new each week. And, now, like I said, my World Cup journey's kind of up. Ticket prices are getting a little too pricey for me. And at that point, I'm more than happy to watch it, watch it on a TV at my house and see what's going on. But again, I was so happy and blessed and thankful that I got to watch the experience. Like, kid you not, in 2030, I know the World Cup won't be back in the United States, but if I had the opportunity to go out to a game or to go watch the Cup or go support any of these guys, I would in a heartbeat. Obviously, that's 2030 though, and I don't know what my life's going to look like then, but you can definitely count on that I will. And it's something too, like I said, the World Cup I think it's a sports experience that everybody needs to experience, and if you haven't gone, you should definitely go. But it's something that I don't think there's a single sport that can replace it. It is the only sport that you can show up. The game feels peaceful. Everybody's there having fun, having a great time. You have people from all kinds of cultures just mixing together and having fun and talking about football and soccer and, and who their favorite players are and how long they've been supporting a fan base and watching for it. And so that's really amazing. But besides that about wraps it for the video. Nothing else, just wanted to share this little bit of an information video, or just wanted to share with y'all, the experience that I had, and definitely encourage you that if you're someone that hasn't gone, you should go before it leaves Texas or before it leaves the United States, Canada, or Mexico completely. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for always tuning in. Always stay tuned for what is next. I should have some more stuff coming up here soon, and have a blessed day. I'll catch y'all in the next one.